The young people that we work with tend to be young people that have similar backgrounds to my childhood. The only difference is the location. I was born and raised in St Albans, Hertfordshire. My mum used to clean offices. She used to work for the NHS, but then she also used to clean offices. Mum worked like 18 hours a day. She wasn't able to do the things that the school wanted her to do, so I used to get in trouble a lot for not bringing home X, Y, and Z from mum. And I remember he used to say, "Well, you should be doing this, darling, at the breakfast table before you come into school." And I was like, "Yo, my mum left at 5:30 this morning, and she gave me a long list of things to do. If anything, I was cleaning the kitchen this morning, not eating around the breakfast table in the kitchen this morning." My childhood in St Albans was a mixture of good, bad, positive and negative. We lived at number 44 and it was on the 11th floor of 12 floors. I don't remember anything from here apart from the domestic violence that went on in one of my best friend's houses that scarred me for life. There's so many people that don't like the idea of contextual safeguarding, but I'm like, yep, it's real. Because when my mum was out to work and I was being looked after by others, I was being looked after, being exposed to, beatings, like a woman being beaten by her husband. I remember one day it was so bad that it stressed me out so much that I had a nosebleed and I bled everywhere and I was scared because I thought I was going to get beat. What I've done with the Mentoring Lab is put in place everything that I felt was missing from my teens and practiced whether that is something that fits today's generation. Ultimately, it comes down to having a safe space where young people can come and absolutely be themselves, and they can find out about lots of different opportunities and how that connects with how they behave and how they do well at school, how they achieve at school. And also we have the parents coming in and learning as well. This is my primary school and I was going to do high jump. Can you see me there? This is just the only black person in the photo because I was the only black person in the school. Got sports day, me at school. St Albans is predominantly white, and there's, I think, just 1% is black. 1% of the population is black. It's like it had two separate worlds. So I'd step out of a Jamaican house into the British world, and then I'd come home from the British world and I'd have to step back into the Jamaican house. The first day I ever started this school, I was wearing second-hand clothes and I stepped into assembly and I was late. I think I was 5 minutes late. And it was right there and then I realised that my colour maroon was different to everybody else and the pleats on my skirt were a little bit fatter than everybody else's, and my jumper was the wrong colour in maroon as well. So that was my first embarrassing moment. My mum just couldn't afford the uniform, right? I really have to say my teens were introduced by a white minibus coming and picking up me and my friends every Saturday to go to Saturday school, to learn about God, the Bible, but more importantly, it was really about us connecting and staying close to our community and our culture. And that was run by Pastor Thomas, Mrs. Thomas, and their daughter. But they had to come and get me with a minibus. God bless them, man. They did the right thing. Because of the way that they imprinted our identity and our culture on us, I am who I am today. So this church here, and it's done up, it didn't look like that at all, but you see how little it is. It's tiny. And that is probably the only, still today, it's probably the only black owned building, outright owned building in St Albans, that little one as I went into my teens and I found more black people of my age in St Albans to kind of hang out with, that's where I really started to question race here in St Albans. And I also questioned my belonging as a black person in St Albans even more. Thank God I had my friends here. Thank God I had the foundation of the Windrush community, because the racism, I experienced racism in such a way where when I was 18, I was like, I'm gone. I've got to leave St Albans, because I just literally felt like I was suffocating. We had a few Asian people that lived along here. They got just as much racism as we did. They would call me Jamaican, like, literally that's what they do, Jamaican. And then English people would also call me Paki. And then they'd call me Jamaican. It's like, oh gosh, you can't win, man. But I used to be proud of, when people called me Jamaican, I was like, yeah, and I am. It was just a hissing sound. As children, the racism that we go through in the schools in St Albans, I think the impact of it is literally just seen as part of our experience. And it shouldn't be a part of our experience. The black families here, especially the ones whose families have been here since the Windrush, deserve a better lifestyle here in St Albans, because we've been here, like, we're literally part of the makeup. Natsbury Hospital, Hill End Hospital, Sale Barnes Hospital wouldn't be if it wasn't for my grandma and my grandfather and everybody else's who worked there. And that's forgotten, and we deserve more because of the impact that they made. So yeah, I hope that one day there'll be a generation from St Albans that will be like, okay, I know we're only 1% of the St Albans population. I know there's only probably about, at the moment, 1,000 black children going to St Albans schools from the age of, from year 6 going to year 13, but we still deserve the best, and we still deserve equality, and everyone just to see us for how great we are, and not for the colour of our skin, which disturbs some people still. So. The challenges facing me as CEO of the Mentoring Lab is literally being a black-led organisation that is new. COVID has shown me that black organisations, community unit organisations, are right at the bottom of the pecking order when it comes to receiving funding. Most black-led youth organisations are not usually connected to people with influence and power. The competition is so high. And so what we are now doing is working on proving our difference. The way we communicate with parents is one of compassion and empathy. We have really dignified conversations. We've got so many projects on at the moment. I can't explain the difference in being black-led unless you're literally standing in my shoes and having conversations with black mums or black dads who are anxious about the way that their child is being treated at school, or the way that they were spoken to by a head teacher at school. The conversations that we're able to have, because we have similar backgrounds to the young people that we serve, and also work in the industry, just makes the conversations different and unique. And we're able to guide and navigate parents in a far more impactful way than if we were not of the black community and if we didn't have the experience working in local authority services, social care or education. The impact of someone seeing me with the Mentoring Lab, hopefully somebody at some point will be like, I can do that too. simply because we need more community-based Black-led youth organisations.